In this video, I will be playing Minecraft Donut SMP in a cave-only world without any farms. So let's get into the video. First thing I want to start doing is just mining a bunch of moss, because that's kind of all I can do right now. I could mine clay, but moss sells for a bit more. So, alright, I've got about a stack now. I'm gonna order it all. Someone's doing it for 15, so let me just order that. That's almost 1k already, that's nice. But it's not going to get us to 5 mil, so yeah, that's my goal, 5 mil. Check the price of bone meal on the orders, it's like 17, so ignore that order, I promise I won't use it. I forgot to take it down before making this video. I'm gonna order 10 bone meal, and each of them I'm gonna price at 20 quid, so 200 quid, and I'm gonna go back to mining moss. I wanted to check the price of glowberries, so I'm just checking the price of pretty much all the items in my inventory now. Yeah, 15's still the highest, so I'll order that to that guy. Yeah, this is pretty embarrassing, I messed up the spelling of Azalea like 10 times. I kind of just went around the cave, mined some more stuff, and then I ordered some more bone meal, because my other one hadn't been completed. And then when that was completed, I kind of went to this area of the cave, put down a flowering azalea, and I took out my completed bone meal order, which had 40 bone meal in it. And while I was doing that, my other bone meal order got completed, so that was a bonus. And I just collected that. Also grabbed the rooted dirt because I didn't know whether it would be useful, and I checked the orders for that, but it's pretty cheap, so I went to mining a few of the leaves just to get some azaleas back. And I decided to craft a wooden pickaxe with the wood I had, and just went to mining 3 cobble deep slate so I could get a stone pickaxe, which I then looked for iron. I know I just missed some right there. But I went around the cave looking for a big enough vein, well, 3 vein, so I could get myself a pickaxe. And I went and mined some more deep slate for a furnace, and I put that down with the wood side of it, like plank, sorry. I started mining a bit of lapis because I wasn't sure how much it would sell for on the orders, and then I took my iron out and got myself a pickaxe and mined the furnace. I went to check the price of lapis on the orders and saw it was like 90 quid for 1 lapis, so I was like, oh, order 44, deliver 44, and I made like almost 4k. I started mining some diamonds, and then I just went around the cave mining ores with my new pickaxe. I bought a little bit of steak because I was hungry. And then I found a amethyst geode, so I was about to go into that, but first I just wanted to sell some of my redstone on the so I was selling it for 20k each stack. And I was kind of just hoping that it was going to sell. I wasn't entirely sure there would, but... And then it did sell, like almost straight away actually. So, there we go, first 20k. I went into the amethyst geode and I realised it was quite a small one in comparison to the ones I find later in the video. And I just mined out the entire thing because one amethyst goes for like 460 quid on the hour. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I got 2 stacks and 1, so 129. And I was like, oh, okay, 463 per block of amethyst. So I just delivered all of those and I made 60k. Made pretty much 60k, and I decided to deliver my amethyst shards. For 6.7k. I checked the price of calcite on the orders, but it was pretty bad. So I was just like, oh, there's no need for me to check it. And I checked basalt, and it just wasn't there. I guess there's not much need for smooth basalt. But yeah, now we have our first 100k. That's amazing. I went and mined the pillar that was showing me where the geode was. And I ordered my diamonds because I didn't think I'd need them yet. I presumed there'd be more diamonds in the cave, and I got 16k for that, which is really good. So yeah, I went around the cave mining a little bit more diamonds until my pickaxe broke, and then I got my furnace, and I just was like, oh, I'm going to smelt up some more of my iron. So that's what I did. And then when that had smelted, I kind of went down to the center and started mining trees for a bit of wood. I checked the price of fortune and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. It's definitely worth it. But pickaxes are a little bit too expensive, so I'll just leave that. And then I made an order for iron. I wanted 128, so 2 stacks. And I was willing to pay £160 per item, so that was 20k. And then someone delivered it really quickly. I went back to mining, and then I got myself an anvil. And I checked the price of efficiency, but it was just a bit too expensive for 1 book. 98k. So I just left that. But having fortune through is going to be really helpful. So I was like, kind of excited to do that. Now I've checked the price of andesite on the orders, and I was like, oh, it's 200 quid, that's actually pretty good. So I mined for almost an hour, just mining out this amethyst vein. I don't know what's called it. Andesite vein. And then I delivered all of my andesite to this guy, and I made 111 quid. 111k, sorry. And I went around the cave mining more ores and sold some redstone dust to get me at 250k. Yeah, and I went mining again. That wasn't that enjoyable, but I did it, so yeah. For you, it's just sped up, so it's like really quick, but for me, it takes like hours. All this footage is like, it was 4 hours of editing. So please subscribe while I'm messing up placing these furnaces. Please subscribe. Thank you. And then I smelted all of my gold and mined some more trees. I checked the price of lapis. It was like, oh, it's 20k for one lapis, and I found this shulker box. I know it looks like junk, but it had some golden powder rails in it, which is actually pretty good for 20k. So I kind of just took those out because I didn't really need anything else from it. I grabbed the totem because it's useful, but didn't really need anything else. And then I bought a shulker box to put all my gold into. And I sold my lapis for 20k per stack. I was hoping it was going to sell. I wasn't entirely sure how quickly it would sell, but I presumed it would eventually sell. And then with all my diamonds I managed to collect, I ordered all of them apart from 6 because I wanted to have a few left, but I didn't need all of them as there was not really much need for me to have armor. So I made 60k from that, and I put my total up at 335k from the lapis, all of my lapis selling. I then collected all of the gold that had smelted. And I managed to get over a stack of that. So I now had over a stack and a half of gold. And I made powered rails with it because they sell for about 40k per 16. I was just checking the price of that now. And yeah, I was right, 41k per stack, per quarter stack. And the orders were pretty good for them, but it wasn't amazing, so I was like, I'll just I'll sell it on the app. So I just checked the price one more time. I was like, yeah, if I split these into 16, I can make like 200k from this, so that'll be really helpful. And I just went and listed all of those, smelled all of my iron. I made a load of chests and repeaters and sold all of my repeaters. And then I started making copper bulbs. I saw this order for blaze rods that was 153 quid per blaze rod, and blaze rods are only 150 quid to buy on the shop, so I was like, oh, I'll just order a bunch of those, but I was only making like 8k per stack. It was just a little bit too boring that it was going to take down the order, and I was just going to have a full inventory of blaze rods, so I ended up buying Efficiency 5 book, and a Silk Touch book, and a Mending book. And I put the Silk Touch and Mending together, and the Silk Touch and the Efficiency and the Mending. And then I realised that the fortune cancels out the Silk Touch, obviously. And yeah, that was embarrassing. But then I bought another pickaxe. Well, I made another pickaxe and bought the items for that, so I had a fortune and a fish and a Silk Touch one now. And I started ordering loads of stone and then selling it for like 20k per stack on the auction. And it was actually selling, so because I was like 10k cheaper than everyone else. It got to the point where I had too many listed items, so I put all of them into a shulker box, all the ones I had left into a shulker box, and it was about half the shulker box filled up. So I picked them up, picked the shulker boxes up, and I just went around mining. I checked the price of dripstone, but it was like a stack for like 40k, and I was like, I'm not really gonna realistically get a stack. I made a new order for stone. I was like, okay, I want 5k stone, and 70 quid each is fine. And people were buying my stone while this was happening. And I just went around mining more ores, just trying to get a load of iron, and lapis, and redstone, basically everything. And then I collected a bunch of gold, and I placed it down, and I mined it with my fortune pick. I was going to sell this 58 stone, but people prefer stuff in stacks, so I just mined a little bit more stone with my silk touch pickaxe, and then sold that for 20k. I checked the price of bone meal, and I was just like, oh, I'm going to buy that because it's pretty cheap. Because I had almost 1 million now. And then I realised, why did I make that tree? I really do not need that. I can just buy some logs. I was confused why no one had done my order for stone, because I'd logged off and I'd been for a while, so I did another order and I made the price higher. And people are now delivering me a lot of stone, so I collected all of that stone in, and I started making some furnaces and smelting up my gold, because I wanted to make some more powered rails and see how well they'd sell. I split some dark oak logs into 4s, well, 5s actually, and then I went and mined all of my iron ore that I had with my fortune pick. And when I'd done all of that, I went and sold some more stone. My inventory, and I collected all of my gold in. So I had 33 from that, and I was like, okay, that's a pretty bad amount, but it's alright. And then someone completed my stone order. And then I smelted all of my iron up, and I kind of just went around selling hoppers and powered rails and stuff till I was at 1.6k. And I started selling the rest of my stone, so I kind of had a bit too much. And I bought some logs, and ordered some iron, and made chests, and then made those into hoppers. And then when I'd sold the hoppers for like 110k per stack, because that's how much they go for normally. And I sold all of them, so I didn't have any left now. And I had only a full shulker box of stone left to sell. I just went around selling all of that, and for some reason this random guy sent me a TPA request. Even though I had chat off, and I just ignored it. I was confused why some of my hoppers weren't selling, so I checked the price and noticed it'd gone down quite considerably actually. So I went and listed them for 79.99k and 79.98k. And then I sold the rest of my stone. People started buying my hoppers, so so that was good. And I had almost 3 mil now. So I was more than halfway through the challenge, but it was taking so long. I noticed that there was magma formed in what looked like a H, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I saw an amethyst geode, and I was like, oh, you know what this means? I'm gonna start mining amethyst like a weirdo. So I went into the geode, made sure to block it out behind me. And this is a very thick geode. I just checked the price of amethyst on the orders still. And I noticed it was like still 463, so I went mining with my silk touch pickaxe. And once I'd finished mining out the entire geode, I started mining some calcite just for blocks. Not because I wanted to sell it, but just because I needed some like building blocks to build around with. I went to the bottom of the water cave and ordered all of my amethyst blocks of amethyst to this guy, and I had over a full row of amethyst, and I made almost 300k from that, because it was more than 4 times bigger than the first geode I came across. I checked the price of amethyst clusters on the app, and I was like, oh, actually they're pretty good, so I'm going to sell this for 30k and hope it sells. And then I went and sold my amethyst buds and shards. I was looking at the price of slime blocks, because I wanted to make leads, because they sell for like 15k per, and I'm sure I can make lots. So I made an order for slimes. I was like, oh, I want 2 stacks, that's probably a good amount. So I got 2 stacks. I ordered 2 stacks, and I was buying each slime for 1.1k, so I spent 140k on that. And I went mining and looking for a cave or a geode, just anything. And I used the pearl glitch, and I found out that there was a geode right above my head. And I was like, great, I'm gonna have to mine out another geode. I don't even care if it makes me money, it's so boring. And I was like, oh, this is the equally sized one. It's slightly smaller than the one before, but it's pretty big. So I started mining out a little bit of it. And then I made an order for string, because I wanted to make leads, and you need leads and slime balls for string. So I ordered 2,000 strings, and then just put all of my junk into a chest. I went around collecting all of the amethyst clusters, and I withdrew my original amethyst clusters because they were not selling. So once I collected all of those, I had 7, and then I saw someone selling 6 for 7k, so I just bought those, and I sold the 13 that I had for 60k, because that was like really cheap. And I started mining out the geode. While this was happening, I was checking why my strings hadn't sold, and I saw that someone was doing it for 60.1, and mine was only for 60, so that's why people weren't buying mine, weren't delivering mine. 75.01 foot string. And I mined out almost the entire geode. And then I withdrew all of my string and all of my slimes. And I made 2 stacks of leads. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell all of these. So I listed all of those until I had too many listed. I was selling each for 13k, 13 and 14k per. And I made all of the ones I had left into slime blocks. And then I sold my slime blocks. I sold 1 stack of them for 290k. Put the other stack away. And then I went up and mined the rest of the geode. Check the durability of my items. Don't want any of it breaking when I'm mining the geode. While I was mining this geode, all of my leads were selling and stuff. While I'm mining out this geode, please do consider subscribing. It means lots and lots to me, and probably means literally nothing to you guys. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. I mined out the entire thing. I went down and just collected all of the leftovers. And while this was happening, I was still making money from my stone and my leads. So I had almost 3.3 mil. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have over 3.3 mil if I order all of this amethyst, and I did. And now I had 3.52 mil. I was wondering why my leads weren't selling. They'd kind of stopped a little bit, but didn't bother me too much, so I just kept on selling them for 13k per. Now with all of those listed, all of my stone started selling, so that was amazing. And then I just sold like the rest of, well, not the rest, but as many leads as I could sell, until I had too many listed, and I just put all of those back. You can see how many transactions I had. It was almost 2 pages of leads and stone selling, so I do not recommend this method at all. It takes so long to make any money. If you're maybe making farms, then sure, it's a viable method then. And I logged off. When I came back, I made almost 400k from the auction, so I had almost 4 mil. You can see my leads were still on there. I was a little confused on that, so I checked the price of leads and noticed it was like 10k. So I was like, okay, I need to go sell my leads now. So I collected all of my leads in. pretty satisfying. And I split all of them out. I was confused why this wasn't working, but it was because I was on the auction thing, and for that reason it doesn't work. So I kind of got rage baited by this. And then I split everything out, and I started selling all of my leads. Feel free to skip ahead here. For people that think this video is fake, I can post the entire unedited footage. But that's like 4 hours of footage, so it's up to you if you want to watch that. I then started mining around, and kind of just selling everything. And I mined some shriekers and stuff, and I had a close run with the warden. And then I kept mining around, and I found this tunnel that someone was using to find a base. And I was just walking around this tunnel. And eventually I actually found what I thought was an old base, but turns out it was actually like a new kind of base. So I started looting it, and it had 2 skelly spawners, which I tried to sell. Oh, it didn't work. And then I mined all of my gold up, and so it was like 655 quid for 1 piece of gold, 660 here. So I delivered all of those. And thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. I have actually completed it. And I have a net worth of 10 million if you count everything, with my 2 skelly spawners and stuff. Thanks for watching.